first ever appearance in the CBI Monday against Cleveland State for the quarterfinals. Tip-off is set for 6:30. I'm Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL. It's 50 degrees at 10 o'clock. Time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Two things became clear to me. Number one, that this wasn't a moment of regret for the Jacksonville Jaguars. This was a moment of progress, optimism, and confidence that we will achieve the ultimate goal as long as we have the right man.
Well, I think it's pretty clear I'm supposed to be a part of this organization, isn't it? I mean, it started in 1995, and I kind of view it pretty. This role is probably the most similar to me playing offensive line here, is to help other people have success, and that's what I'm in this role to do.
The short of it is there's talent in a lot of key spots, and with the amount of draft capital that we have at our disposal over the next 2 seasons, it's really exciting about what we can do there, especially knowing that that's the highest volume of draft capital that exists for any team in the NFL over the next 2 years.
Yeah, this has been a dream come true. As we've gone through this process, this was the only one. This was the only one that we saw, man, this could be a place that we could be here for a while, right? This is the type of place that ultimately you want to try to help and build and make it better. And that's why you coach. You coach to try to help players reach their highest potential to win, but also be a part of community. And that's what we have here.
All good, guys, all good. 10-10 is the best. We cannot be stopped. Woo!
This boy got a hit.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and E to the T.
Oh, yeah, we're old school today. Denmark, the youngster, is out in Vegas. I just sent up the bat signal, Tony. I figured it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Any sleeping that might have been done needs to be over with at this point for Denmark. I don't know what he got into last night, but just send him a text to see if he's awake and alert and how his bracket held up after one day, but I will report back to you.
It goes the other way.
Yeah, it goes the other way. What are you talking about?
It's
10 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock.
It is 10 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock. Oh,
yeah,
crap.
Yeah.
1 o'clock. I totally added 3 hours.
Tokyo?
Oh, yeah, you're right, man. What am I thinking? He is in Tokyo. Dylan's in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. That's pretty stupid. Well, hopefully it woke him up. What are you doing texting me at 7 in the morning? I thought it was 1 in the afternoon. Damn, that's really dumb, right?
That's a big swing.
I mean, that is dumb. Whew. All right. I'd ask you how your bracket would, Tommy, but I know you didn't do one. So.
I didn't.
You never do one.
Never?
You're un-American. Occasionally you do one.
Yeah. I don't watch it. I mean, what am I going to just?
I don't watch it either. But it's
what is it? Throw a pin the tail on a donkey?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
That's exactly what it is.
Is that what you do?
Yeah.
I'm pulling for Florida, I think.
Are you?
I guess. I mean, who else am I going to pull for?
I don't know.
Boston College is in it.
You don't know who's in it, so who would you know to
I know Clemson got kicked out of the club, so smell you later.
Did. I had McNeese State winning that one.
Did you really?
I did.
Nice upset.
Well, I had some other upsets that didn't
pan
come
out
to pass. Yeah, I heard Hick went 14-2. Tone. I don't know who's done better, but I expect there are going to be a lot of 13-3, 14-2s.
Yeah, yesterday
after the first day. Pretty chalky, handful of upsets, and they were pickable kind of upsets. You know what I mean? Like
Arkansas those 5-11, 6 or whatever they are.
11-5 or 11-4, 6.
6, yeah.
11-6, yeah, with Drake winning. Don't ask me. I can't do simple math today.
They always add up to 17 in the first
6 hours off on what time it is in Vegas.
Oh, is that right, Tom?
Yeah.
Oh, nice insight.
E.T., good morning.
What they do, my boy?
How are you?
Good money, man.
Good to have you with us.
Friday is good to be here.
It is. It'll be good to be not here, too. Coming up in a couple of hours. I don't know.
It'd be fun in Vegas.
It's like 5 o'clock at night there, Tom. I mean, they're shutting it down.
Perfect timing.
They're rolling up the sidewalks at this point in time. Hope everybody had a good first day of the NCAA tournament. It is funny, Tone. Like, I don't know anything about any of these teams. I just watched St. John's play Creighton over the weekend, took Creighton over Louisville. Forgot entirely that Louisville was basically playing a home game in the state of Kentucky. Mm-hmm. And, that one outcome, it's an 8-9 game to start the whole day, the whole tournament. If it goes the other way, I'm like, that's it. My whole thing is over. But I started, like a lot of people probably, started really good. And I was like 7-1 in the first 8. And but I had Yale going to the Sweet 16. So
okay.
Yeah. 12-4, I lost one Sweet 16 team. I don't know. Again, I thought it was a pretty easy day to win 13, 14 games. So I'm not going to be winning.
I think I heard
the station contest to this
ESPN
point.
has like 25,000 perfect brackets after the first day.
Really?
It was that kind of day. You could, like, if you just were selective on the upsets and didn't go crazy with it.
I think I'm going to start mine today.
Are you today?
Yeah, I just,
see how it goes. Just leave those 16 out?
Just leave those out, put them in where they won, and then, go from there.
Okay.
Why not? For my own good.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Let's do
Fun
that.
to follow.
Hey, listen, 75%'s, better than 0. When you turn in the homework late, like, hey, you can either do it or get 75 or get 0.
This is true, man.
So I'll take the 75.
I wonder, does like time slow down when you're in school, those first few minutes of class? Because I got more homework done in the first few minutes of class on the day it was due than I ever did like the night before.
Didn't you do it like I always did my homework the next class?
I was not. Well, no. I was.
Oh, no, I was doing
did my homework when it was due. Like, I mean, I'd be like scrambling at my desk, doing homework.
Like the class before, maybe, or like right before the teacher walks in the room.
I mean, or the teacher would be in there like, all right, everybody settle down. All right, I'm going to come around and then collect your homework from yesterday. And I'd be like, hang
on, give me last.
I'm not always been the most organized person, you know. It's just the way it goes.
No, I hear you. I don't know. I always did my homework in the next class, so I didn't really pay attention to the current class. You know
okay.
what I mean?
Well, at least you got it done.
Yeah. And by the time I was done, I had one class to do homework for.
Right on.
You know what I'm saying?
You gave us a couple things. One, I gotta acknowledge before we go any further. We talk about the dad bods from time to time, but I've never seen the dad bods perform.
No.
Or whatever. But you actually wrote a song or co-wrote a song.
Yeah.
About your own father.
Yep.
And we've gotten to know his story over the years through you, and you wrote a book about it and all that. Bro, I'm not like fanboying here, but I thought it was pretty damn good. I was like, man, McManus can sing a little bit here,
Thank you.
So well done,
Thank you.
Now, I'm not a record producer, so I'm sure there may be some things to clean up, but to my ear, I was pretty impressed.
Well, I really appreciate that. It was an incredible experience. I told you when I did it, like I was so jacked up to just go do it because I'd never done that before. Never recorded a song, especially one that I helped write. So I wrote an original, and that was like a couple years ago, maybe a year and a half ago. And then I met Damian Starkey, who's a local Jacksonville guy who, he was the singer in Burn Season, which was an older band. And then he was with Puddle of Mud. Do you remember them?
Yeah.
He was their bass player, and he's still composing and doing a lot of TV shows and putting music together and that type of thing. He was a guest on The Horse's Mouth, which was funny because he's got a construction company called World Construction. He was on talking about that. And then afterward, the guy that brought him on was like, hey, he's into music. I said, oh, really? What? He's like, oh, he used to be with Puddle of Mud. I'm like, what? Why didn't you tell me? I would have led with that. So I had him on another show, and then we hit it off. I said, hey, man, can I send you this song and how I think it should go? And if you don't like it, no big deal. And he got back to me. He's like, hey, bro, this is a really cool song. Let's do something together. I said, all right, awesome.
Yeah.
So we put it together, and we recorded it. We got one more edit, so we got to clean up just a little bit. He's on spring break this week, enjoying his time with his family, and we're going to reconnect next week and then just put it out there.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear it. Seriously, I can't wait to hear the finished product and see
I appreciate you listening
how it came out. I did. You sent it, and I did, and I don't know, just a few minutes long, and played it immediately.
It's funny, man. It's been
begrudgingly, damn it, it's pretty good.
It's funny you brought that up, Mike, because there was a song that I wanted to collaborate with Tommy Mac on with the dad bods. It go a little something like this. Yeah, we got to collab on that funky Cold Medina. Yeah.
The seems very similar to a song I remember from the late 80s, early 90s called Funky Cold Medina.
That's something I was working on. I'm thinking something back and help me out with that.
Just a little remix with that one. I like it.
Milli Vanilli type
Has anyone
stuff?
had any Funky Cold Medina? You ever drink any Funky? Wasn't that a drink?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's like Brass Monkey, with the Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
That's a real drink. You know?
I didn't know that either.
It would clean your clock.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Just knock
it's
you
like
out.
it was like the
Brass Knuckles, Brass Monkey.
Probably.
Okay.
Probably like a precursor to like Four Loko or some nonsense like that.
Yeah.
Like just like stupid in a can.
Yeah.
Basically is what the selling point was.
You know that song right there. We don't sing that, but we messed around with "Word Up" by Korn. You know that tune? That's got a little bit of that kind of thing going on.
It's a cover of an old song, but yeah.
You
talking
it
about
is? I didn't know that.
Korn
Oh, okay.
covered
You
it.
talking about Word Up?
Yeah.
Word
Like
Up, yeah.
Cameo?
covered
Who
it.
did that song?
I don't know.
Yeah, that was
I didn't know that was
Cameo, right?
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you. Word Up. That song?
Yeah.
I did not know Korn covered that.
Korn covered it really pretty awesome.
I mean, that is
Pretty wild, yeah.
Okay.
complete different genre of
See,
music.
I guess I don't know music that
No,
well.
I'm not
I didn't
saying
know
you
that.
don't.
I thought they were the original.
You just don't happen to know that song.
Yeah.
This is Cameo.
Oh, yeah, I've heard this. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
That's Word
Yeah, but
Up.
Korn does a nice version of Word Up.
Who knew?
Who knew?
You get who knew you get Funky Cool Medina and Word Up, and people are probably like, play Tommy's song. You know what?
No,
Let him finish it.
We can't yet.
Get the finished product out there. I
got to
feel
protect it a little bit too. I haven't
privileged.
done that yet. So.
Yeah, well, you want to copyright it, whatever. I don't know what the process
Whatever
is for all
I think
that,
once you've registered, it's copyrighted, so it's not
Okay.
a big deal. But
Anyway,
it's not
I
ready
was-
yet.
I
It's
was-
not ready yet.
duly impressed by that.
Thank you.
Also, impressed by your ability to drive a little conversation this week on social media. We basically reflected yesterday on what you said the other day about Walker Little not being locked in, not written in stone, that he's the starting left tackle. I think it's overall fair to say that about a lot of spots here. It's a whole new regime. Well, they paid him. No, they didn't.
The other
guy paid him. I mean, the team paid him, but they're not beholden to any of that, nor should they be.
No, it's wide open. That goes for Ezra, too. I think Ezra at left guard. I think Anton's got something to prove at right tackle, although he's going to be our right tackle, I would imagine.
But if you look at it, Tommy, PFF, and I know they're not the gospel on everything, Anton graded out the worst of all those guys.
He didn't play very well last year.
So,
he's got a lot to prove. That's the thing with the new regime. Like, and look, the guys that have a chance, they're like welcoming it. Like, man, now clean slate. I may have a chance to. You don't think McCarry's coming here to start?
Of course
he is.
Yeah, he is, definitely.
Ainsley, you don't think he's coming here to be the center?
I think he is.
Right.
So, but I think it's, we'll see with Adoga and then Fred Johnson this week is what prompted you to do that. He started 6 games out of necessity for Philadelphia last year, but he comes in with probably a lot of confidence, and at the very least, they've improved the depth at the tackle spot.
All 4 of those guys have one thing in common that I looked up.
The new guys,
nasty. You see it in the comments, not in people commenting when there's a write-up about them, that they're aggressive, they're physical, and they're nasty on the field. And I think they're trying to change over that offensive line way of thinking. So that doesn't mean that they're going to cut Walker, Ezra. I'm not saying that, but if you think they don't, that job's set in stone, you're crazy. You've never been in that situation if you feel that way. Because new regime, it's wide open. It is. And now, granted, aside from, of course, Trevor, Trayvon, Brian,
Josh Hines Allen,
they're
a handful.
You know who I'm talking about. They're set in stone, but a lot of these other guys, they got to prove themselves.
Well, we'll talk about that as we go along today. Our Chad and Sandy real estate question of the day is one of the guys we put in the poll yesterday, including Walker Little in there, and we talked about which presumptive starter. Let me see the way I worded it yesterday. Which, assuming they're all healthy, which presumptive starter will start the fewest games this year? Devin Lloyd got 40% of the vote. Etienne got 39% of the vote, and then 12% with Walker Little, 8% with Hainsey. So today, some of the replies were, hey, I'm not sure Etienne's with this football team this year. So we're asking today, what is the one you think is the most likely outcome for Travis Etienne this year? A, is the best year of his career. Okay? I mean, look at what they did for the Bucs running game with Liam Cohen's offense. B, slight improvement. I mean, he's been under 4 yards a carry the last couple of years.
Yep.
Option C, he loses his starting job. Still in the mix, but maybe, Bigsby starts or somebody starts more than half the games this year. Or D, he's not even with the team in 2025. And I know there's a lot of room in between some of those, but
sure,
you got 4 options. Which one most fits what you think will be the outcome for Travis Etienne? We'll get into that as well today. If you want to be a part of the program, 641-1010 on the phone lines or the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Hit us up in the YouTube virtual studio chat or on social media at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, at Meathead55, and at I am E to the T.
Come on, somebody.
Yeah, baby. He's back, at least for a day, as
nice.
Denmark is just going to the bathroom right now going, who's blowing up my phone at 7 in the morning, man? All right, Jaguars Today off and rolling. Day 2, we'll lay out where all our shows are going to be for the NCAA tournament. Live shows all afternoon, beginning at noon today as well. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today for the renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. You love him.
A friend.
You hate him.
I guess irony can be pretty ironic sometimes.
You love to hate him and hate to love him.
That's not possible.
It is with this. Ryan the Hacker Green.
Starting to get the picture?
Right after Rick Ballou. Evenings on 1010XL.
Call 904-500-COOL. Ideal conditions.
Want to support a locally and veteran-owned company? If you need a new AC, we should be your first and only call. Ideal Conditions keeps you cool. Just ask your AC. Call 904-500-COOL or visit idealconditionsjacks.com.
Call 904-500-COOL.
Honk if you see us. Call for service.
Ideal Conditions.
Idealconditionsjacks.com.
Tired of a plain and boring backyard? Stonecore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop choice to beautify your home. With pavers, stonework, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces, pergolas, and driveways. Visit stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
The Jacksonville Icemen have punched their ticket to the Kelly Cup playoffs in April. But first, the Icemen have some regular season business to take care of as they host the South Carolina Stingrays this Saturday for a possible playoff preview. Saturday is Hockey for Everyone night at ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Puck drops at 7. Get tickets at Ticketmaster, JacksIceman.com, or call 904-602-PUCK. 904-602-PUCK. Iceman Hockey is #Frozen Frenzy.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Your home is your sanctuary where memories are made. Jack's homeowners trust Superior Fence and Rail to make their home feel safe, secure, and complete. Imagine a classic wood fence for privacy, sturdy aluminum to protect your pets, or a modern vinyl design that boosts curb appeal. Every fence is built with precision and pride, standing strong in every season.
When you're on the fence, about the fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Ballou here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser share the huddle with Freddie T.
Bring it in!
Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins and Monahan Jewelers.
Fred Taylor, he's a candidate to go the distance.
On 1010XL.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein and Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein and Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein and Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
Lots of jewelry stores in the town center, but only one is locally owned, Beard's Diamonds.
We're the only local jewelry store at the town center.
That's Jacksonville's John Lupo, owner of Beard's for over 4 decades.
We're entrenched in Jacksonville, Florida.
In a sea of mega chain jewelers, John says it's easy to stand out because he's not handcuffed by a corporate handbook.
I am not beholden to a corporate structure, so we've got flexibility to do whatever we can and want, and we do.
And that includes lowering prices to undercut them every day.
Quality for quality, color for color, everything the same. We should be able to beat them hands down by minimum 20%. We go overseas ourselves. We know exactly what we're buying. This isn't getting marked up in a corporate structure. We will beat anybody's price anywhere.
So before you buy anything at one of those chains, get a second opinion at locally owned Beard's Diamonds. No corporate atmosphere, no corporate rules, no corporate high markups.
We want you to come shop us and you'll see a lot better price here.
Beard's Diamonds.
Everybody gets a good deal at Beard's.
Do you know someone looking for a fun and rewarding summer job? Join the YMCA team, gain valuable experience, and make a difference in kids' lives. Turn your passion for this community into a fulfilling career at the First Coast YMCA. Now hiring camp counselors, lifeguards, child care leaders, and membership experience team. Every single person on the dedicated YMCA staff plays a role in making the Y a welcoming and vital resource for our community. Find your career at the Y at fcymca.org.
Equal opportunity employer.
Getting a pool? David Garrard here. I just did. But before they dug, I called Clearwater Irrigation, and they capped off all my sprinkler lines so the pool company could just dig away.
Then when your pool's finished, we'll install your sprinkler system back to full coverage.
And now my backyard oasis is getting watered beautifully.
And maybe then, Dave, I could take another quick dip.
Bigger swimming trunks, John. Much bigger.
Clearwater Irrigation.
And drainage, too.
Are you thinking about a pool for your home? Blue Haven Pools is Jacksonville's largest pool builder. They've built pools for over 20,000 satisfied families since 2000. It's never been easier to design the perfect pool for your home, family, and budget. Call Blue Haven Pools today at 904-620-0090 to get a free in-home estimate for your in-ground pool, or visit bluehaven.com. Don't let another summer pass by without a pool. Join thousands of happy Jacksonville pool owners in a Blue Haven pool.
Nick in here, beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. This month, get one room Zero Resified starting at $53. Take $100 off your air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com and tell them 1010XL sent you.
Zero Res.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. You're Mackin' with Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service on 1010XL.
All right, here we go. E.T., you know he's going to be real with you every single time he's in here. Today, E tells me we got Gator basketball when they tip off. We'll be on 10:10 a.m.
You catch the boys on the AM, is correct.
So at all,
but it won't be streaming. If that's how you're trying to sneak to go get the Gator game, you're not going to be able to stream it.
Correct. Right.
March Madness won't let you do that.
No, sir.
Right. And, I don't know what the rules are with the Gators. Or do we stream their games when they have a normal basketball game?
I think so.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know you can't with the Jags.
Yeah, you can't with the Jags, but I think with the Gators, they do stream it.
All right. Well, anyway, when the Gators tip, you'll have it on 10:10 a.m. Yep. And if you want to hear any of our shows today, up until that point and after the game, they'll be on 10:10 a.m., but also on 92.5 FM. And here is where you can go hang out with the various crews. Helmets and Heels today at Big Dog Sports Bar or Sports Restaurant on Blanding Boulevard. That's going from noon until 2. Then it's, XL Primetime at Barley and Pie at 1605 County Road 220. Okay. That's going from 2 to 4 o'clock today. The Frangie show is going to be at String Sports Brewery on Penman Road for the next 2 hours. And then Baloo and I believe Hacker will follow as well at Top Dog Tavern on Old St. Augustine Road. Wow. I feel like, I don't know where's Hacker's place these days.
I don't know.
I don't know where it is either. He hasn't invited us over for a dinner party. So I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
Some delicious ketchup offerings. Anyway,
that's funny.
We're all over the place. We were talking about it yesterday, Tom. We've come a long way, baby, in radio in Jacksonville, Florida. Used to pull off 2 remotes, even with like a 2 or 3 hour gap in between.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it's almost impossible. We've got more manpower here.
The phone line,
power.
It was such a pain.
It
Remember
really
that?
was. Now it's like a breeze
everywhere. I'd have papers everywhere.
Honestly,
and the thing would cut off. You're like,
if Steve Griffin would invest a little money into my home, we could just all do the show from my house. It would be fantastic. It would be a little harder for you guys, maybe, but it'd be great for me. Anyway, so that's what's happening today for day 2 of the NCAA tournament. Hopefully we'll get a little buzzer beater action at some point today. So let's talk about this offensive line, Tom. And again, this is not to pick on Walker Little. I still think if you're betting right now, is the easy bet to open the season as a starting left tackle, right? I mean, I think if you're picking one of these other guys and just projecting that to happen, it feels to me like Udoga is a swing tackle depth kind of piece.
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of the Fred Johnson thing and the timing? Like after things calmed down for like a week, right? Did they look at this as a target of opportunity, or do you think they specifically? You talked about nastiness with these new offensive linemen. You think they're looking to get an infusion of that on this offensive line?
I do. I think they're going to revamp that whole attitude. I think that's what they're looking for. And the reason I think that is, you hear what Gladstone says about Hainsley, a small blueprint, but you looked at the game, I think it was against New Orleans, it's like he's finishing blocks.
Right.
Every play, he is competing. He's like, that's what we're looking for. You hear about Makari, who wasn't always fantastic last year, and I saw him in the playoffs. He was pretty powerful, in my opinion, pretty physical, but that's all you hear about him is he's got a nasty disposition. I think that's what they are looking for moving forward. So that doesn't mean Walker can't get it. And listen, again, how I feel about him. He's got all the tools to be a great left tackle. I just think he needs to be a little meaner, to be honest with you. I think somebody's got to like that switch and be like, hey, man, off the field, be as nice as you want. We want you to be nice. But on the field, you gotta get something going.
But not everybody has that, do they? Like, you've been in NFL locker rooms, obviously. I mean, is everyone wired that way? It seems like there's probably some guys who are very effective, just kind of going about their business, being quiet, doing.
So does everybody finish blocks? No, but they want guys that finish blocks.
To me, that's a little bit different. Like finishing blocks is a mental. It is, but I guess when I hear attitude, I think of like Baselli. You could see it coming off of him right on the field. He was nasty. He was gonna be in your face. And I get it. You got to protect your quarterback and all that stuff. And I think it's reasonable. You got to be in somebody's face from time to time. But I think Walker Little just may be that guy that, okay, I will do that. I will play to the whistle. But I don't think he necessarily wears it on his sleeve, if that makes sense.
He doesn't have to be boisterous. So he doesn't have to be Baselli in that regard. But in the way he plays, finishing blocks, being aggressive, being the aggressor, I think that's what you're going to see out of this revamped offensive line.
Well, and I think, Tommy, we've been talking about this now for a couple of years, about the attitude on the offensive line. Yep. And it felt like the only player they had that played with attitude really was Cam. Right? Like
Cam he had the right disposition.
Like he was the guy who did that kind of stuff. He was the whistle
Enforcer.
blew, I'm still cleaning up the pile. Like he was that kind of player for this team. They didn't have a whole lot of that anywhere else on the roster. Sheriff, to some degree.
A little bit, for sure.
That was more the veteran in him.
He was from that, Washington.
They did seem to add a bunch of pieces that have whatever that edge is that you want in your offensive lineman. These guys seem to have whatever that is. And it was pretty clear if you were going to have that in the room, they had to add it from somewhere.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to be just created within the room. No one knows what Cooper Hodges is going to be.
No.
After the injuries he's had the last couple of years,
tough.
I don't know where he's at in his career. At this moment, it certainly seems they're indicating Javon Foster might not even have a home here in Jacksonville with everything they've added to the roster. But I'm with you. I think what they've really added is our attitude has to completely change along the offensive line. They've at least added that to the room.
I think Liam has said that from the beginning, hasn't he? Like he wants them coming off the bus like, oh. Look at that O-line. And by the way, we know how they play, so this is going to be a long day. This is going to be a tough day for us. So I think that's the kind of line that they're trying to build, which, as we all know, that O-line, that's your glue of what you are as a team, right? Because then it'll trickle to the D-line. They're like, well, wait a minute. I'm tough too. I'm big too. Look at me. I'm coming to play. Then us, meathead linebackers are like, well, you ain't that big either. So we're coming. We're gonna be physical too. And then the DBs are like, well, wait a minute. We got backup. All the big guys are behind us. We can have as much swagger as we want, and it just becomes infectious and contagious. But that's the kind of attitude. If you want that out of your team, that's the kind of attitude your team will have.
I think every team probably desires that, but I feel like for the first time in a good number of years that the Jags have a methodology where they're going about it, and they're saying, you know what, there's no preconceived notions on anybody. No, I drafted this guy, therefore he's going to get an extension or he's going to get a first look. Everyone's getting a fresh start with this group here this time around.
I don't think, Doug, he didn't profess that. I don't think that was important to them to have a mean, nasty offensive line. I think it was just, hey, this is how we're going to run our offense. We're more of a zone blocking scheme. We need more athletes, that kind of thing. I don't think he ever drove home, hey, guys, we got to go out there and be more physical. I know you never really saw it.
No, I think with everything, I think the Doug thing is be who you are. Right? Like that's how he coached virtually everything. Yeah. And in Philadelphia, when you had a bunch of the nasty, that works. Right? They're going to make everybody nastier, but when you don't have it in the room, he's just like, just be who you are. Right. That's good enough. We'll find a way with that kind of thing. It wasn't good enough here.
Yeah. All right, well, let's do this. Let's come back and look at the moves that they've made so far on the offensive line, and what does that portend for the 10 draft picks that they have coming up next month, and, how much could you add? Because I think nasty, and I hear all this, and I'm thinking, man, this is everything they describe about this Armand Membo guy out of Missouri, right? Yep. But have the Jags taken themselves out of considering offensive line that high in the draft? We'll talk about that when we return in a moment. Also, if you want to vote in today's poll, very close one between at least the first three options. What do you think is the most likely outcome for Jaguars running back Travis Etienne this year? Is it A, the best year of his career, B, a slight improvement, C, he loses his starting job, or D, he's not even with the team in 2025? Which of those is the most likely outcome you see for Travis Etienne? That's your Chad and Sandy real estate question of the day. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
For the renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. 1010XL. It's more than a game.
No matter how talented you are, it still comes down to that brotherhood of playing for one another.
1010XL. It's why we play.
Jags fans, here's your chance to score a trip to Green Bay for round one of draft night. Through the Everbank Draft Night Experience Sweepstakes, one lucky winner and a guest will be there live and in person to see the Jaguars make their first pick. To enter, visit everbank.com/draft by April 4th. That's everbank.com/draft. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 3/3/25 to 4/4/25. For official rules, prize description, odds of winning, and other details, visit everbank.com/draft. Sponsored and administrator, Everbank N.A.
Enjoy a little madness. This 1010XL March moment is brought to you by Garber Auto Mall. We can wiggle it.
Jean-Baptiste with one. Heaves it for the win. Oh! Chattanooga with a game-winning shot in overtime, and a shot he will never forget.
At Garber Auto Mall, we can wiggle it.
E to the T here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find the scratch kitchen that comes through in the clutch every day, from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Come on, somebody.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
You are in for a treat on Saturday, March 22nd from 1 to 4 p.m. at Tobacco Cove, where the smoke is rich and the deals are hotter than a lit cigar. It's time for the La Aroma de Cuba cigar event. With great cigars, mouth-watering food, and awesome prizes. What more could you want? Tobacco Cove, 3849 Bay Meadows Road. More than a cigar store, it's an experience.
We're giving away free AC inspections to our wonderful customers who now call and schedule. But you must act today. A deal this good won't last forever. Call 904-862-6769. DuckDuckAC.com. Any required repairs are not included in the inspection.
When no names become household names. events all month long on 1010XL. Driven by Garber Auto Mall. We can wiggle it.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and there's so many cool products that are on the line at Cycles of Jacksonville. The showroom is Atlantic and Regency, and we're talking, Greg, you've got from any level of price point, the experienced rider to the inexperienced on-road, off-road.
We've got it. We've got ATVs, we've got motorcycles, we've got scooters, we even have the new Honda boats. We've got something for everyone.
Don't forget about the boat line from Honda. It's all right there, waiting for you. Atlantic and Regency or Cycles of Jacksonville's Facebook page.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation, light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to carlsondentalgroup.com. That's carlsondentalgroup.com for all of your dental needs.
This is Corona Premier. Just 90 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. It's a light beer that... Wait, this is a light beer? But we should really tell people about... Right, that's why I'm here. Sorry. Corona Premier, unexpectedly, light beer.
Corona Premier, a light beer with just 90 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. The premier side of light. For those that are active and on the go, pick some up the next time you're heading out to enjoy the day under the sun. Corona Premier, an unexpectedly light beer.
Hi, it's Rick Ballou. I hope you'll join me and some former NFL players for an incredible event at the end of March, the Lone Warrior Foundation 2025 Champions of Hope Charity Golf and Tennis Challenge. March 31st at Marsh Landing will support single-parent families in their fight against cancer. An opportunity to win sensational prizes, but more importantly, we will bring meaningful hope and support to the lives of families affected. To sign up, go to LoneWarriorFoundation.com. That's LoneWarriorFoundation.com.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. If you have a school, team, or group that would benefit from a team store, you're in luck because we now offer team stores. Check us out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
How many different denominations of paper money are currently being used?
When you file a claim with Southern Oak Insurance, we schedule one of our trusted vendors to work directly with you, which means a faster claim resolution. Find out more at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
There are 7 denominations of U.S. currency: the 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 50, and $100 bills.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service on 1010XL.
That's corn.
Yep. Is this the corn version of it? Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. It's similar, right? It's
very similar.
Your sister and your mama too.
Good tune, yeah. I've never heard this version of it. So there you go. And then again, I couldn't name you anything that Korn has ever done other than this. So
yeah. No, they got a couple. Tony, I bet you know there's a few. Oh, Freak on a Leash, yeah.
Couldn't tell you.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
that's a good one, Tony.
Where would I hear Korn? Like what type
Era?
radio station?
Alternative, like here, 93.3 back in the day.
So you're saying like on something like 96.9. I'm not getting
No,
that.
you're not getting
I'm like, hey man, if it's
John
from the
Denver,
smooth
maybe,
70s,
not Korn.
That's more my speed. You know, what can I tell you?
I gotta the first time I heard him doing that scat and whatever it was on Freak on a Leash, I was like, what is this? That's one of the craziest things I've ever heard.
I'll probably never hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will.
I probably
it catches
won't.
you off guard.
I haven't
like,
heard it to
no
this
way.
point, unless he plays it right
There
now.
it is,
Right?
yeah.
But my point
So
being,
far
I'm
into
not
the
going to
song.
seek out Korn. I'm good. I'm sure Korn's fine.
There's
is
no
this?
way to be prepared.
This is
yeah.
Korn. Oh, okay. I know this.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was Korn.
Yeah.
I guess that's what it is. Yeah, I know. I have seen that. I've seen it written. I've heard it pronounced.
Children of the Corn. Remember that movie? Back
I do
in the
remember
day?
that. Good old Malachi.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day. He was
Malachi,
like, wasn't that really that scary, honestly. You ever go back and watch Children of the Corn?
No.
When you were younger,
I know
all
you
hits
think
different.
everything's everything's scary. Yeah.
Back in the day. All right.
Took over that town.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Tommy. We're looking at this mock the other day. It's mock draft season. We do our own, and they're not to be taken too seriously or anything like that. But we saw one at CBS that just made zero sense.
I saw it.
Right?
Yep.
First, drafting Will Campbell, we can debate that here in a second. And, when you basically don't have an open starting spot on the offensive line, doesn't mean he wouldn't improve your offensive line. Don't get me wrong, right? I don't know where he would start immediately, but if you're taking him 5th overall, I'm hoping he's pushing somebody to the bench. Otherwise, what are we doing? But then what they did was Chris Trapasso at CBS had him packaging their 3 picks in the 2nd and 3rd round to move up 16 spots to get a defensive tackle in a crazy deep defensive tackle draft.
Correct. Kid
Made
out of
no
Oregon,
sense.
I think they had picked.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Kid out of Oregon.
Did not make any sense to Tony and I, at least. But what do you think? Is offensive line off the board? Let's say in this scenario. Okay. Cam Ward goes. He's the one quarterback who goes. Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, Mason Graham, all gone in some order to whatever combination of teams picking 2 through 4. Is offensive line in play for the Jags with the 5th pick?
I think so. I do. But I think what's going to be interesting with that 5th pick, because in that, I think, same mock draft, they had Membo going to the Giants at number 3.
Right.
So, I was just starting to think about, we've seen it in drafts past, it could be any position. Oh, no, there's only so many of those. We got to jump up and get one, because what if the Giants do take Membu out of Missouri at 3, and then the Patriots are there at 4? Well, they want a left tackle for Drake May. What if they go Campbell or whoever?
Then we'll take some Travis Hunter. Thank you very much.
No, well, let's just say, I thought you said he was already gone.
Well, right, but I mean, if you're saying
Membo,
these other guys going in there,
Travis Hunter, right?
Somebody's fallen.
Absolutely.
By the way, Tom Fornelli over at CBS just put a mock out this morning.
Okay.
Here's how it went at the top. Went Cam Ward, number 1. Abdul Carter, number 2. No surprise here. Shedeur Sanders, 3, which, there's a whole cottage industry of debate on whether Shedeur Sanders is worth that pick. But, goes to the Giants. And then Travis Hunter goes to the Patriots. Not an uncommon way of seeing this projected to fall. What do you think he has the Jaguars doing at that point in time? He's definitely done some different things here compared to what you see in some mock drafts. What do you think he's got the Jags doing?
I'm going to just take a wild guess. Tyler Warren.
No, that would be a good outside the box thinking, right?
Because I was generally he's outside of the box.
Well, he's got him going Armand Membu here, and here's what he says: his name is the one I hear most often as the guy climbing draft boards. Now, that whole thing about climbing draft boards, are they really moving up the board, or are the media just catching up to where they have them ranked? Either way, it's a combo of the tackle class not being incredible and Membu's size, athleticism, and potential. Most mocks have had the Jags address their defensive line, but the offensive line could use work too. He's got very long arms.
Very athletic.
Super athletic. Nastiness, but some people still think that he is better suited to the inside. As either way, what do you think if you were to draft that guy? What do you do in training camp? Is it just open competition we start him at tackle, see if because that's the more valuable spot, and we go from there? How would you approach it?
That's how I would approach it. Number 5, you got to be my starter, so I might even start you left tackle to start out, and let that open the eyes of Walker Little and. Let's see him bring his A game to the table. If it doesn't work out, I think if they go offensive line early, I think Ezra and Walker are on notice for that starting job. Not to be released, maybe to be traded. One of them, I don't know if they can even get anything, but I think they're on notice. I think you're going to play those guys early, and they're going to take the 5 best, that have the right disposition that they're looking for.
It's interesting, though, because James Gladstone said specifically about edge rusher, we don't want to sign a vet who's just going to clog up the path, basically, for a rookie, right? Well, you're signing a lot of vets on the offensive line, right? Is that a signal maybe that they are not planning on bringing at least a highly drafted rookie into the mix? Because if you are thinking about taking Will Campbell or Membu here at 5, you just signed McCary to a contract that is starter money. Hainsey's your center. Ezra Cleveland's on a very affordable deal at left guard. I mean, you've got some depth tackles in place as well. You tendered Cole Van Lanen, so you want him back, or at least you want to preserve the ability to get something for him. I mean, does that kind of fly in the face of what he talked about with the edge rush position? We don't want to bring in the vets because they are bringing those kind of vets in on the offensive line.
Yeah, listen, I think, you have to look at it a couple ways. Like, what's more important right now, right? If you had to roll, because you can't fix everything in 1 year, right? You can't get rid of everybody and then replace everybody on either the O-line or D-line. You know what I mean? It's too much. You can maybe do 3, on the O-line, something like that. But it's hard to do. So let's just say you had to pick a side. Like, what are you going to build up first, that O-line or the D-line? Now, I was just talking about this, but you go with the D-line, you roll with Josh, Eric, Mason, Trayvon. You got Jordan Jefferson off the bench. You're still going to dress it in the draft, right?
Yeah.
You roll with them. And then, you know what? Maybe next year we really focus on the D-line. Now, if Carter drops or whatever, they drop down and they get another pass rush. I'm not saying that can't happen.
Or if they just decide to get a defensive tackle in the 2nd or 3rd round.
Correct. And it's very deep. It's one of the deepest classes. There's like 14 out of the top 100. I saw I think on CBS Sports Line. So, okay, so then you look at the offensive line. Say you go like what you said. We've got our guys in free agency. And plus who we have from last year. Do we roll with whatever that ends up being, and then build on that D line? Like grab that Mason Graham, grabbing that, like really focus on that, and then we just roll with these guys, and you know what I mean. So I don't know if I know the answer. I'm not saying I do,
right?
But my thinking, I shouldn't say that. It's conventional, at least in my book, is you protect your QB. Like there's one thing, and we know it's not just Trevor. We saw what happened to Mahomes in the Super Bowl. It happens to the best guys.
It's happened to him more than once.
Got to protect Trevor Lawrence if you want him to be an elite QB. So for me, I'm going O-line. I'm rolling with that D-line. Now, it doesn't mean I'm not going to add. It's a deep class, like we said, but I'm rolling. I'm making that offensive line as strong and as good as I can make.
So in this scenario, you'd be on board with going with a Membo even over Mason Graham sitting there?
I would because, again, the one thing they said, now that kid, I saw his athleticism grade was in the 90s for 332 pounds. He's a guy that can really move.
Talking about Graham?
No, Membu. At 332.
Right, I was going to say, yeah,
big,
Graham
he can
weighed
move,
in a lot less.
Nasty. Doesn't mean he's going to be a great left tackle or offensive tackle, but to me, he would bring size, speed, and attitude to your line. And look, we know the future of Trevor. Like, you got to protect him. He is your guy. You've already made that very clear. You're investing in him long term. You got to protect him at all costs. And again, I'm not going in with, Walker was pretty good off the bench last year. He's been here 4 enough. Like, we've seen that. It's not bad. It's just not great.
I wonder what the market would be for Walker Little. Like, I have no idea.
I bet you someone would want him. Without
probably,
a doubt.
but like,
I think so.
He could never beat out Cam Robinson, right? Fair?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So Cam has to wait.
Out Jawan either.
Cam has to wait a week and a half after free agency to find a landing spot. It's not like he was some hot commodity out there in free agency. I wonder. I mean, look, if you've got a guy who can play tackle and do it at a reasonable level, but they don't know what they're going to do at 5. Even if they bring him in, we don't know. Maybe there's an adjustment period. Maybe Walker Little, beats him out initially at least. And there's nothing wrong with having multiple quality tackles that can play. But you wonder, because of the moves they've made with Fred Johnson and Chuma Edoga, do they feel like they're good? And if they bring back Cole Van Lanen, are they good in terms of their depth there? And if they go that direction, will they be looking to flip a player? I don't know. My guess is no. I don't think that's I feel like that's delving into the fantasy football, reconstruct your roster. You know what I mean? Like, it's I don't know if you want to go into this season if you're the new brain trust with a left tackle who's never played in the National Football League and multiple new starters on that offensive line.
I would more expect they're going to address something they haven't addressed yet. They're at that number 5 pick, but I wouldn't rule it out.
I mean, it'd be interesting as hell,
right?
And just let the best 5 emerge out of this group.
And I think it says something if they're willing to do that. Is it time for Anton to be pushed? Right? Like, is it going into year 3? Now we got to figure out a way to push Anton. We know what it looks like when Walker's been pushed.
Maybe so.
And he's not. He's more a left tackle than he is a right tackle. I think we've seen that to this point in his career. Like, he's just more comfortable on the left side for whatever reason. He can do 3 or 4 different things along the offensive line, but his best spot is obviously a left tackle. Was whatever happened in 24 with Anton disappointing enough that a new regime comes in and says, we got to push him? Right? I do not know.
Well, think about it. It's not they're not their guys. I mean, they're their guys, but they're not their guys. They didn't pick them. But
they also realize that they've got, if they can get the good play out of Anton Harrison,
absolutely,
they've got him on his rookie deal, including the 5th-year option for 3 more years. Very affordable. He was a first-round talent.
What if the thinking Anton's more suited to play left and they go get a right tackle? Some beast at right tackle that you don't got to worry about.
Armand Membu.
And think about this guy. When you have a tackle that's okay, and Walker, he can be good at times. I'm not saying he can't, but overall he's okay in my book. When he's just okay, you got to worry about that tight end chip, and you got to keep that back. You know what I mean? You got to slide things to him. You got to run your offense a certain way. When you don't have to worry about that because your left tackle's that good, now you can run whatever you want to run.
Well, we got tight ends that can chip now. Okay, we got blocking tight ends for days.
I think the broader thing here is Anton Harrison going into year 3 at a point where he's okay, right? Like, are we getting to a point where there will be people that will be willing to look at him and say, yeah, he's okay, but we got to help him, right? Is he already to that point? I'm fine with feeling that way about Walker Little. Right? I think it's an all right left tackle in the league. Is Anton already getting to that point? And if they feel that way about both of those tackles, then I think the likelihood at 5 goes up. I think them taking a tackle at 5 answers that to some degree. It's why I don't expect that to be what they do. But if they do it, that's what I'm going to be reading into it.
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't it be fascinating to be a fly on the wall for some of these film sessions as they look at this? Because I do think universally most people feel like Anton Harrison showed a lot of promise as a rookie.
Yes.
And you've seen it, Tom. You've been in NFL locker rooms. Is there such a thing sometimes as that sophomore slump, that second year for whatever? Because a lot of people say you're always going to make your biggest jump forward from year 1 to year 2, but we do hear about the sophomore slump. I think people just attach labels because we want to go, oh, well, here's the reason. I don't know why Anton Harrison didn't play as well in the second year.
Yeah, well, look, I don't think a lot of them played very well, overall. I mean, they were 4-13. There was never, look, your coach wasn't holding anybody accountable. Did he put in the work? Did he put in the extra work? Did he put in the extra conditioning, the extra study time, the extra strength training? I don't know. Maybe he didn't. Maybe his head got in the clouds a little bit after a good rookie year. And that's okay, because then that third year, maybe he buckles down. He says, you know what? Now I realize this is my livelihood. This is my job, and I'm telling you right now, with a new regime, except for the guys that are set, you're on high alert, man, because you gotta show yourself. You gotta prove yourself that you're part of this new structure, this new type of culture, and this new type of team. So I don't know, man. I'd be doing everything possible to make sure I'm ready to rock.
Other than the guys that they've signed, think about this as we go to break, all right? Who are those guys that are set,
okay.
Right? Who are the guys on the Jaguars roster, not counting the ones that they've brought in in the last week and a half?
Leftovers or holdovers.
And when we come back, Tony will take us around the league. I'll go through. It's interesting just seeing a different pick here for the Jags, which made me want to see the rest of his mock to see where some of these other premier players fell. No, Ashton Genty doesn't go to the Raiders with the next pick, for instance. So he mixed it up a little bit, and it's not outrageous to me. So we'll take a peek at that as well as we get into hour number 2. You're listening to Jaguars Today. Keep it right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars
Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Climb aboard the Jacksonville Sports Radio train.
All aboard!
1010XL.
Struggling with ED? Now Riddle Wellness has a solution that works. You've heard of PRP treatments for joint pain relief. That same technology is now available with the P-Shot, a non-surgical treatment for ED. Using your body's natural power, the P-Shot helps restore function naturally. No pills, no downtime, just results. Schedule a free consultation at elevatejacksonville.com and learn what the P-Shot can do for you. Riddle Wellness, your health, your confidence totally restored. Visit elevatejacksonville.com.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
Out with the old, in with the organized. Mia here for my friends at Closets by Design. Freshen up your home this spring with a custom organization solution. For a limited time, take advantage of our spring special and enjoy exclusive savings on closets, garages, home offices, and more. That's 40% off with an additional 50% off with 12-month special financing through April. Spring on this deal before it's gone. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation with Closets by Design.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, buddy, you look worried.
Worried? I'm apoplectic!
You're what now?
I'm freaking out, Jason. Stupid water heater crapped out, so I haven't showered since Thursday. I start smelling a little funky, blow my big corporate job interview tomorrow, I'll end up settling for some dead-end career selling spatulas on the internet.
Dude, stay cool.
There's nothing cool about a cold shower, Jason. I mean, I know how that sounds, but...
Bueller Air and Plumbing can get a new water heater installed today. The day you call. You could be smelling fresh again by dinner time.
Wait, you can do that?
Put on these sunglasses. Whoa. Is that cooler?
Oh, yeah.
Well, life moves pretty fast. If you spend much more time smelling like this, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you become more active, reach your weight loss goals, and find your inner strength. Membership at the Y includes state-of-the-art facilities, a huge variety of fitness classes, and programs for all ages. It's easy to join the Y since it's affordable for all incomes. The Y is a great place to make connections and experience something new. Visit the YMCA near you or online at fcymca.org.
Cannonball!
Honey, someone's in our pool.
Oh, refreshing.
John, what are you doing?
Oh, hey, Dave. Seeing as how me and the guys at Clearwater Irrigation reinstalled your sprinklers after the pool contractor ripped it out, I thought you wouldn't mind if I took a quick dip.
But in a Jaguar print Speedo?
Yeah, Dave. My bad.
Clearwater Irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage, too.
What does your dream backyard look like? Hey, it's Joe C. and my friends at CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living can design an outdoor kitchen layout custom built to your taste and lifestyle. You dream it, they can build it. CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Visit cssoutdoor.com.
No matter what the reason, sending a floral arrangement from Kuhn Flowers always works. For unique and special gifts, visit their showroom on Beach Boulevard. ET here with Tintin XL. Kuhn Flowers is my go-to, and it should be yours too. Online at kuhnflowers.com.
When it comes to towing products, your safety is the priority at Cannons of Jacksonville. Cannons has decades of experience to ensure your towing setup is installed with precision and reliability. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, your trusted partner for a smoother tow.
With your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update, brought to you by Dogtopia Beach in St. John's Bluff. The day has arrived as the first-seeded Florida Gators enter March Madness. Before today's matchup, Gators head coach Todd Golden spoke to the media yesterday, sharing his pride for the team and looking forward to jumping into the tournament.
Yeah, obviously really fortunate and happy to be here. Really proud of the season that our players have had to this point. 30 wins, winning the SEC championship last week in the tournament, and earning a 1 seed is something that we're really proud of, and we're hoping we're just getting started.
The Gators will tip off this evening against 16th-seeded Norfolk State in Raleigh, North Carolina at 6:50. You can hear the game live on 1010 a.m. Stay tuned in to 1010XL all day for your March Madness updates. It's 53 degrees at 10:59 time and temp, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Mackin' with Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service. On 1010XL.
All right. This, I wonder how many people do this. It doesn't always match up schedule-wise, but I bet it does sometimes. You have the players on Friday, right? People take second half of the day off.
Yeah.
Right? Go out there and start cocktail hour early. Sure. Enjoy the sunshine. So you take a half day that day. Can you take a half day that day and a half day today and just have 1 day off? Does that count as 1 day off?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like work till noon and then and like today, it's work till noon and go to your favorite watering hole and watch basketball. Get the Gators tonight or whatever, if you just want to.
It's nice to be in business for yourself because you can just ask yourself that question.
It's nice to be in the sports radio business. Or they send us to the players or we just sit here and talk about sports for a couple of hours.
I have to do it for my job, honey.
I know. My wife's very understanding. So, again, Helmets and Heels coming up in an hour at Big Dog Sports Restaurant on Blanding Boulevard. They'll go until 2 o'clock out there. Then it's XL Primetime Barley and Pie on County Road 220 from 2 until 4 o'clock. The Frangie Show follows from String Sports Brewery on Penman Road. And then Blue and I believe Hacker as well tonight will be out there on the west side. Nice. Let's see. Actually, Old St. Augustine Road, not the west side. From 6 to 8 tonight. Top Dog Tavern is where they'll be holding court. And again, Gator broadcast on the AM signal. 92.5 FM for all the talk shows. Yeah. And when the Gators aren't playing, you'll get that as well. And so there you have it,
listen, Strings on Penman's in near the hood. So maybe you have to swing on by.
Swing on by.
Is the Blue Moon
place, that the Blue Moon Sports Bar, remember that was right there at Beach and Penman years ago.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, we did shows from there, didn't we?
Yes. Yeah. Is that gone? Is that long gone?
Was it Blue Moon? I don't remember it being Blue Moon.
Was it not Blue Moon?
I don't know. I don't
Maybe
exactly
I just
what
drank
you're
Blue
talking
Moons
about.
when I was there. That's possible.
That might have been.
That is possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not kidding you.
It's a perk.
I thought it was the Blue Moon, but it might be something completely different.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what time it is in Vegas, by the way? I don't. So, whatever. I guess it's 8 a.m. now.
They're up by now.
I don't think so.
No, probably not.
No, although they got one of those cabanas or multiple cabanas at Circa, is that what it is?
I don't know.
I think that's where
I think so.
The ladies
pool
went out
parties
there.
are pretty hot out there. They're pretty fun.
I think day one, if you're going anywhere, odds are you're probably on your regular clock.
Yeah,
your body clock. So if you always get up at 8 a.m., it's going to be 8 a.m. on your body clock. So
that's right.
He might have been up
So
for
you think
3
he
hours.
was up at 5 a.m. local time?
I think he may have woken up at 5 a.m. and said, I can't do this. I got to figure
Went
something
right back
else.
to sleep, huh?
My head hurts.
All right. Look at who is checking in for the first time in a while. Our man Fan Cam joins us now on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Fan Cam.
Hey, good morning, guys. It's a new era in Jacksonville for the Jaguars, and I'm very excited. And the thing I like most about the approach with the 4 offensive linemen is they're all 26, 27 years of age, which means they're coming into their athletic prime, and they might not have had a full opportunity yet to show what they can do on the field. And I think that's it makes a statement that not only are we going to protect Trevor, but we're going to get some road graders in there and develop a running game we can count on. And nothing helps Trevor more than concern about our running game. So I'm excited. I love the 4 linemen coming in. I don't think it precludes us from taking one early, but it gives them a lot more options at this point, and I think that's a great way to go. I'm looking forward to breaking out the Liam Lemo today for the Frangie show over at Strings there. I hope to see you there, Tommy.
All right.
And,
nice.
tip the glass with one for you, and you guys have a great weekend, and go Jaguars.
All right, thanks, Cam. Oh, I cut him right. I cut him off mid Duval right there. Let's see. You still there, Fan Cam?
I'm here.
Give me a fresh Duval, please. I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you. It's been a while, so I appreciate the opportunity.
Much better. I felt ashamed of myself.
That was
there.
nice.
I cut him off after the do right there. Look, that's the optimistic outlook for it. I feel like teams are always looking for that 26-year-old who hasn't quite had the opportunity on some other teams. Sometimes it works. Sometimes that's a Jaguar who goes somewhere and gets that opportunity. And you're like, why couldn't we get that out of him? And that's some guys develop at different rates, I suppose.
Yeah, I think Hainsley's a no-brainer, though, Tone. You know what I mean? He knows the system. He came from Tampa. He knows, yeah, he's going to give comfort to Trevor. He's going to help the other old linemen learn the system, learn the protections, learn the calls. He'll know which, you know what I mean? That's a big get. I know Gladstone said that after they signed him, that he was a big, target, and not just the way he plays, finishing blocks, but that he, he's really honed in on the system and will help the other guys learn it.
Yeah, how important is that in your experience?
For the center, very.
All right, hold your thought. I told you to talk about the guys who are safe, right? To think about that. So,
yeah, right.
So we'll get to that in a second. I just wanted to run through this Fornelli mock here for the next few picks, because people might be wondering, well, why didn't they take Campbell? Why didn't they take Graham? What happened to those guys? Tom Fornelli at CBS Sports had Cam Ward going to Tennessee this morning, Abdul Carter to the Browns, Shador Sanders to the Giants, and then Travis Hunter. You see the new Dick's Sporting Goods commercial with Travis Hunter, by the way?
No.
That debuted, at least the first time I saw it was last night.
I saw it too.
You see that, E?
Yeah,
right?
Travis Hunter, Speed, KD.
Right, I show Speed, right? And so Travis Hunter basically splits into 2 people, one to play corner, one to play wide receiver.
Kidding.
So he's already, you talk about being a guy that's going to bring some juice to wherever he goes. He's already gotten, some national, as he should. I mean, he's a high-profile player. Anyway, Armand Membu, as we discussed in the last segment, going to the Jags. Just rounding out, let's go through the top 12 here. Ted McMillan, the wide receiver, goes to the Raiders. Ashton Genty's a popular pick there, but as Fornelli says, have you seen their wide receiver core? Let's see. Will Campbell goes to the Jets. The maybe best offensive lineman, maybe not. In this scenario, the Jags take a different one. Mason Graham to the Panthers. You see that. If Mason Graham slides past the Jags, this is often his stopping point in mocks. Michael Williams out of Georgia, the edge rusher. And then Shamar Stewart, who is all traits, no production, the edge rusher out of Texas A&M going 10th. That is a bulky pick all day. Not that he can't turn out to be good. Janae Barr in the corner, which is interesting because what happened to Will Johnson being the top corner in this draft?
And number 5, they were early projecting it.
And then plenty of people would suspect that the Cowboys would not pass on Ashton Genty. He don't pass on him. Anyway, so they take him, and Will Johnson in his mock went 22nd.
Wow, that's a drop.
The Chargers, right? At one point, he was a frequently mocked player to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Who knows? Maybe that'll come full circle. All right, so Jaguars that, barring something almost unforeseeable, have their spot locked in terms of what that role is going to be on offense. How many of those guys?
This year.
For this year.
We'll start with this year.
For this year.
Let's
and not counting new guys that they signed.
No, right. So we'll go to QB. Trev. Brian Thomas Jr.
Of course.
Gabe, I think, is going to be here.
He'll be here, but what is his role?
I don't know.
Is he the fourth receiver, the third receiver, the second receiver?
He's got a lot to prove. He was a big disappointment.
I would not put him anywhere near this category.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as locked for the year, I don't think they're going to get rid of him.
No, I'm not saying locked to be on the roster. I'm saying locked into your role.
Position.
You're the starter.
Okay.
There's no question.
Okay. Strange.
Yeah.
Okay, but is he the number one tight end?
I think so.
What if they draft a Tyler Warren or another pass-catching tight end?
I still think he could be like that hybrid fullback tight end, in my opinion. So I would use him kind of how.
Okay, but you'd put Strange in there. Who else?
I think Strange is going to be a big contributor.
I don't think there are many on offense that we can say this about.
Although I personally would keep Etienne. I would. And I would use him more in the passing game.
But do you think his role is locked in? There were times last year where Bigsby seemed to be the guy. That was last year.
I know, but Bigsby fumbles.
Sure.
No,
I don't think his role is locked.
Fumbles, but he fumbled four times last year.
Right, 6 in 2 years on not nearly the usage of some other backs.
Yeah. So, okay, with that, I would go Ezra.
You think he's locked in?
No, I don't. I don't think.
Right. Well, that's kind of the point, right? How many of these guys are? I mean, I feel like Anton will be.
Is Anton on the offensive line?
But we don't. Again, we don't know what they think about it.
Like even that's loose.
I would put him higher than Ezra and Walker Little, but that's me.
So what do you got? 2?
Maybe 2. That's my kind of the point.
Give Parker. No.
What's his role?
Slot?
And I would agree with you, Tommy. I think Britton Strange is more that. I would probably make him the third guy. That's kind of locked into me for what I think the role is going to be, but it's not a deep list.
No. All right, defensively.
Okay.
2 edge rushers.
Yeah.
Hines Allen and Trayvon.
Yeah.
Right.
Mason, Eric.
What are their roles? What if you draft Mason Graham?
He'll be in the rotation.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Does everyone bump down? There's no question. To me, there's no question. Josh Hines, Allen, Trayvon Walker, you're starting edge rushers, right? Unless somehow Abdul Carter lands in your lap, and then you're going to find a different way to use maybe some of these guys.
Right.
But their roles are not going to diminish, in my opinion.
Right.
Like Eric Armstead's role could, if they drafted Mason Graham, that they think he's the best defensive tackle, or they get Walter Nolan or one of these other 3 technique types. Could he not be the opening day starter and push Eric Armstead to the bench?
Yeah, he could. He could. I mean, he's got a lot to prove, too.
So that's what I'm saying. Which guys do you have very little doubt that their starting role and their place in the importance of the scheme?
Yeah. What you feel like their role is right now is going to be the role we
not going to change.
Yeah.
Campbell.
Yes.
Tyson. Foyer.
Yes.
No?
I would.
I'm asking Tom because he seems to be hesitating on that one.
No, Foyer's going to be here. I kind of think Ventrell Miller may become that third down Mike instead of Foyer.
So you think Foyer might be in a 2-down role or just playing in a different spot? To me, he's going to be a 3-down player, I think.
Well, so the dime backers, there's only one backer out there in dime.
Okay, in dime.
So that's your third down backer. I think Ventrell has a shot at taking that over from Foyer.
Okay. So now you're talking your 2 edge rushers, Tyson Campbell, and anyone else?
Not really.
Right.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. Any of these guys could have their role significantly adjusted.
Right. But at least with D-line, there'll be some kind of a rotation. You know what I mean? So it's not like, even though Mason Graham may be your starter, Mason Smith's still going to play a lot. Eric's going to play a lot. Maybe not as much.
But are they, if you, because they both basically play the same position, right?
They're both 3 techniques, yeah.
Okay, so if you Mason Graham's
another 3 techniques.
If you draft that, one of those guys is not going to play that much, is he?
No. Well, maybe can you get rid of Armstead? I don't
think you can financially.
No.
It wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, he'd be fine off the bench.
That's why I'm not necessarily on the Mason Graham bandwagon, because there's so many other. I want to find out if Mason Smith can turn into something. I don't want to just discard a 2nd-round pick after 1 year.
I want more of a 1 technique for D-line.
Yes.
Like a Kenneth Grant type.
Yes, exactly.
Space-eating, big nose tackle type guy. And because Mason Smith, you can't put him in anybody's shoes, but he's got the physical traits to be a Chris Jones kind of player.
When he came out, he was like the number 1 recruit out of high school, and after his first year, it was talked about a potential number 1 overall pick in the future.
He came on in the end. He's got a lot of work to go. So that's a hard. I mean, to put him in those shoes, that's not very fair. But he's just, to me, his technique's got to be better. He's got to stay lower, and he's got to be in better condition. But I think this team will do that for him.
So we're talking maybe 5 to 7 players.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you have more, Tony? Do you have more guys that are locked?
Maybe a little bit more. If maybe we're being a little too
I think
hard on the offensive tackles.
I think one of those other corners is going to be that, but I don't know which one it'll be. If they added another corner in the draft, I don't know which one, Jones or Lewis, would be more affected by the player that they bring in.
I think it would be
draft.
Jones because they went and signed Lewis.
Right. So it's hard to say either of those guys because there's the real potential for them adding a corner that could start for this team in the draft. I don't think that they're going to prioritize adding a corner in the draft, but the possibility's there.
All right, let's take a timeout. We'll come back. Tony will take us around the National Football League. We'll look at today's Chad and Sandy real estate question of the day, expectations for Travis Etienne and what kind of season might be in store for him in an offense that really brought that running game to life in Tampa last year. Of course, they did it with the infusion of some fresh legs in Bucky Irving. So what could that mean with a great running back crop out there for the 2025 season for Travis Etienne? Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and E.T. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Sandwiches, subs, always good. Hey, you know what? It's a little cooler out there today. They've got some great warm options to warm up your belly as you're getting ready to take in a bunch of basketball over the course of the weekend. Their delicious meatball sub, a hearty, messy, gooey meatball sub with marinara, plenty of Swiss cheese, served on a garlic Parmesan sub roll from Village Bread right here in town because Dandy likes to locally source as much of their food as possible, made with the highest quality ingredients. Always going to great variety. How about the Boom Boom Steaks of plain broiled beef strips, seasoned, marinated, gluten-free, by the way, no artificial ingredients, more Swiss cheese, some of that Boom Boom sauce. Bam, delicious anytime, but it'll definitely warm you up when it's cold. You find the variety that fits you the best. Dandy's going to have so many on hand for you from breakfast, lunch, dinner, and everything in between. When you're hungry in Duval, Dandy is definitely the name to know. So do what I do when you are. Go out and make yours a Dandy and do it today.
Jaguars Today.
You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Door Studios. Superior products, exceptional service. Some people call it X. What? Some still call it Twitter. Okay, I got it. Whatever you call it, it's the best place for up-to-the-minute Jags coverage from 1010XL.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
Tired of spending all day looking for a new truck? Then stop. At Garber Auto Mall, you can see every new American-made truck side by side. Chevy, GMC, Buick, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Visit us at GarberAutomall.com or in Green Cove Springs. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there's always a little room for wiggle.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
Oh, by the way, Ivan's no longer on the project. His wife got a new job, so they're moving across the country.
Robin's top researcher is deviating to a new market. This isn't standard.
And now we're short-staffed. Who's going to finish all these projects?
She needs a cluster of new data analysts, and there's no margin for error.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The trip of the summer is coming. Live. Collective Soul. Summer Unity Tour 2025. Daly's Place, Friday, August 8th. Special guest, Graylin James Rue. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Live. Collective Soul. Together.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Gun charges, drug charges. I'm Attorney Malcolm Anthony, and I specialize in handling these types of felony cases. Stay out of trouble. But if you don't, call me at 285-4LAW. That's 285-4LAW.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
During the NFL offseason, 1010XL keeps the information engine turning. There we go. More. Roll through the offseason with AA Automotive on Richard Street. Family run since 1954.
If you're heading to the Og or you're already part of the nation's oldest, don't forget to drop into Sunset Grill. For over 30 years, serving up great chowder, seafood, wings, and cold beer. Sunset Grill, somewhere on A1A, St. Augustine Beach.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
The 2025 NFL season is right around the corner, and the Jags are building something special. Wow. A fresh team, a new culture, and a stadium that's going to change the game. Be there to witness head coach Liam Cohen and the rest of the coaching crew in action and secure your place in line for the stadium of the future with your 2025 season ticket membership. Visit Jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We can't wait to see you at the bank this fall.
Are you ready to reclaim your backyard? Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, Surfside Pools is the trusted name for expert pool design. Family owned and operated, they offer pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools transform your backyard into the oasis that you crave. Are you ready to float happy? Visit surfsidepools.net or call 246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, where luxury meets leisure.
License number CPC 044080.
Did you know your pup could take 30,000 to 60,000 steps a day at Dogtopia of Jacksonville Beach Boulevard? That's a whole lot of tail wagging fun with their best furry friends. At Dogtopia, they turn playtime into exercise, learning, and socialization in their off-leash, open play environment. Dogs build confidence, reduce anxiety, and stay happy and healthy, all while having the time of their lives. Visit Dogtopia of Jacksonville Beach Boulevard today.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Extra. This shit is hard.
Mackin' with Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service. On 1010XL.
Is this a radio edit or what we got going on in there, huh?
Yeah, that's a radio edit.
Oh, is there
but
a
it
radio
did sound
edit?
like that.
Okay.
Because it's an instrumental.
I was like, all right.
Like, yo.
Just curious there for a second. Again, another song you could lock me in a room for 1,000 years. I couldn't tell you what this song is, but.
You know this is Passport Junkie by Rod Wave.
Oh, of course it is. I needed a few more seconds. That would have come right to me. All right, let us take a minute while we are so focused on what the Jags are doing, and of course the NCAA tournament. Tony Smith going to tell us what's happening around the rest of the NFL.
Now, gems around the NFL. Brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Tennessee has signed defensive end Lorenzo Carter to a one-year deal. Washington has signed wide receiver Michael Gallup, who had announced his retirement last year and didn't play anywhere in 2024 after playing 6 seasons in Dallas, but now going back up to Washington. Atlanta has agreed to a one-year, $2.5 million deal with wide receiver and return specialist Jamal Agnew, who never got healthy enough to play anywhere last year.
No, but man, I'm going to miss Jamal Agnew tweeting about the Jags, right? Because now he'll be tweeting about the Falcons. And he was the guy that I felt gave his heart to this organization and really rooted for them, even though he was no longer a part of it.
The Cleveland Browns have agreed to a deal with guard Tevin Jenkins. Detroit is signing cornerback Rock Ya-Sin, and quarterback season 2 will be coming to Netflix this July. The show will follow Joe Burrow, Kirk Cousins, and Jared Goff. through their 2024 seasons.
Oh, okay. Stuff filmed last season. That'll be interesting on the whole Kirk Cousins front. Kirk Cousins, man. I mean, it's a pretty good life to sit back and what's he going to make, like $37 million this year to not
made
play?
As much as Brady, they say, in terms of money, like 330 something.
Brady did take supposedly like team-friendly deals during some of that.
Yeah.
You know,
sure.
Let's see. Kirk Cousins at the career total is for money earned right now. I think they've got that on Pro Football Reference, don't they? Or do they?
Not sure if they do.
Oh, you know what? They got it on Spot Track, right?
Hang on.
You got it?
I thought it was like 331 or something like that.
That's what he's made millions?
Career earnings through 2025, $294 million.
$294.
Yeah, add what he's going to make this year, and he'll be.
You got it.
He'll be north of 330. Makes sense. By the way, speaking of expensive things, not that this has any direct bearing on anything Jaguar related. You see what the Paul Skeens rookie card sold for?
Yeah.
Used to be, you bought there's one rookie card, okay? Maybe you got like the rookie stars coming attractions card of a guy and his actual rookie card, but you only had basically one, and then it exploded in 82 and Fleer and Donruss came on board, so there were 3 different versions of baseball cards. Now it's like there's so many different kinds out there, right? Yeah. But this was the Topps Chrome Update MLB debut patch autographed card. So meaning a little patch of this uniform is actually on the card, and he signed the card. There's one of them.
Right.
And it went for $1.11 million. So it's the most expensive modern non-Mike Trout baseball card. A one-of-one Trout rookie card sold for $3.9 million 5 years ago.
Yeah.
The most expensive sports card of all time. That's kind of crazy.
I mean, I'm not into it, but good for you if you had $1 million bucks.
I mean, if you open up a
card,
I just feel like the whole industry is a big scam, though. Like you see all these breakers and they're like all these guys film themselves open up packs of cards and then we just got the rarest one of one. We just happen to be filming as we got this card.
Yeah.
I don't trust the industry at all. Sorry, industry. I don't trust you.
It was cool when I was a kid where you would just open the pack and whatever it was, if you got a cool card, you'd be like, oh wow, that's cool. Right, but it wasn't like I was necessarily seeking it out.
No, right.
And the cards had whatever value they had in my head.
Yeah, I was never
I
concerned
never
with the
thought
value,
about it.
right?
Like it was just like I want players from my team or the great players in the league. What else matters?
But I wanted to instead I never bought the complete set because I don't know, as a kid I didn't have $20 or whatever to send away. So I was always buying pack after pack after pack. Spent way more doing it that way.
Yep.
And, you'd have like out of 750 cards or whatever, you'd be missing 5 of them.
Didn't it come with bubble gum?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you either love that gum or you hate that gum.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of that gum.
Yeah.
I mean, it was coated in so much sugar. There were like cockroaches, and that gum is what survives the next Holocaust.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it's going to come down to. So, all right, why don't we do this? We're down to just a couple of minutes here, so let's break a minute or two early. Let's come back and dig into the Chad and Sandy real estate question today on Travis Etienne. Our expectations for see what people are saying about him this morning as well. That's our question we've got out there for you. What do you think is the most likely outcome for Travis Etienne this year? Does he lose his starting job? Does he get cut? Does he have the career year that you've been waiting for? Is he a slightly improved player? Which one of these options fits you best? We'll dig into that when we return in a moment. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and E.T. here with you on a Tournament Friday. We'll run down the whole schedule where you can catch all of our shows coming up one more time as well with Helmets and Heels tipping off in about 30 minutes from now. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today. From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Here's another look behind the microphone at 1010XL with Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
Get these cuffs off. Leave the cuffs on. Right now. Get them off. Leave them on. Oh, boy.
Mornings on 1010XL.
I can't be calm. No. I'm the master.
Call 904-500-COOL. Ideal condition. Conditions. Want to support a locally and veteran-owned company? If you need a new AC, we should be your first and only call. Ideal Conditions keeps you cool. Just ask your AC. Call 904-500-COOL or visit idealconditionsjax.com. Call 904-500-COOL. Honk if you see us. Call for service. Ideal Conditions. Idealconditionsjax.com.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Out with the old, in with the organized. Mia here for my friends at Closets by Design. Freshen up your home this spring with a custom organization solution. For a limited time, take advantage of our spring special and enjoy exclusive savings on closets, garages, home offices, and more. That's 40% off with an additional 50% off with 12-month special financing through April. Spring on this deal before it's gone. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation with Closets by Design.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
New year, new club. This is Joe C., and I'm proud to be a member of Southampton. And with the popularity of golf, getting a tee time is tough. But with membership comes member privileges. Enjoy clubhouse dining, expanded practice area, focusing on all parts of your game. And right now, you can join with an annual commitment and get a $1,000 discount, plus $500 of Pro Shop credit. All the details are online at golfsouthampton.com or call 287-PLAY and make a tee time today at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Yo, E.T. here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes through in the clutch every day, from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar, Twin Peaks. Scratch kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge. Come on, somebody.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Offices in Jacksonville. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Rick Julius, licensed in Pennsylvania only. Online at CordellCordell.com.
If your high school student is a high performer, they could be 1010XL Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
And the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234.
Wednesdays on The Franchi Show.
On 1010XL.
Navy Mutual would like to salute all Medal of Honor recipients that have been given our nation's highest award. In 1990, Congress designated March 25th as National Medal of Honor Day, and it was signed into law by President George H.W. Bush.
Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org.
Looking for a great place to enjoy some craft creations and soak up some scenery? Fernandina's Mocama Beer Company is a must-see and must-try. Nassau County knows it. Visitors need to find out about it. Mocama means near the big water where the sun is born. And if you visit their tap room in Fernandina Beach, you'll see how they've mastered equal parts precision and art in creating great flavors from IPAs to Pilsners, lagers, and sours, plus plenty more. Mocama.com, Mocama Beer Company. Start an adventure and find them in Fernandina.
Hi, I'm Jeff Breyer, president of Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring.
And I'm Zach Breyer. When my dad started in business in 1990, I wasn't even born yet.
That's true, and after 35 years and nearly 20,000 satisfied customers, we literally have a showroom in every neighborhood.
So whether you need more outdoor living space with a glass or screen enclosure, or you're looking to transform your home with new flooring, we've got you covered.
Visit our websites, or better yet, do yourself a favor and stop by one of our showrooms on Phillips Highway to experience the Lifetime difference and receive 20% off your purchase now through March.
Lifetime Enclosures.
At the first
First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you become more active, reach your weight loss goals, and find your inner strength. Membership at the Y includes state-of-the-art facilities, a huge variety of fitness classes, and programs for all ages. It's easy to join the Y since it's affordable for all incomes. The Y is a great place to make connections and experience something new. Visit the YMCA near you or online at fcymca.org.
Hey, this is David with Royal Pest Services. The fact that we've been bundled up the past month gave us an idea. Let's bundle up also with our Centricon and Pest Control bundle, starting at $349. Visit RoyalPestServices.com for your free inspection.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, Tommy, I know you're always looking for gift ideas, and so we know Dan Hickens, big Tom Seaver fan.
Okay.
Right? That's his favorite player of all time.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, you get a Seaver rookie card for $1,100.
That's it.
There you go. I don't know what condition it's in.
Wow.
Though. So, yeah. If you're
compared to Skeens, who went for 1.11.
1.1. Right. That's the people.
So 10 mall. What is that?
Right, but there were a lot of Seaver rookie cards made.
Okay.
Right. There's
right.
that one card that Skeens actually signed and had a patch from his jersey or whatever.
Yeah.
They got the 1.1.
Wow. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever want anything like that.
No?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think I would either. Like I'm like at the point now, I don't want any more.
Unless you're going to sell it later on, like it's an investment type thing. I can see that maybe, but I'm not.
Too much work. Yeah. I need to start giving away some of my stuff, honestly. I got a lot of like Jaguar stuff at the house. I'm like, I don't have room for any of this.
Yeah.
You know?
I gave most of my stuff away.
We need to come up with a good draft contest, Tony. I think it's a simple one. Just however many picks they have going in.
Used to have. Those parties were great.
You can't do it anymore, though.
You can't?
Nah, well, you can, but I mean, everyone's got a computer in their hand now.
Of it,
right.
You know, and everyone's tipping picks.
Maybe you can't bring your phone in.
Well, we did that for a while, and it got almost impossible. People were cheating.
Yeah.
They'd be under the table, like on their phone. And
those were fun.
John Clayton says.
Integrity.
That was
no integrity, E.
No.
No integrity at a draft party.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm there to have a good time.
Draft parties were
win or lose.
A debaucherous affair, man. They were
back when the draft was all in one day, too.
Yeah. One of the best memories is when Hacker was dating a young lady, and we all did 1010XL football jerseys. Remember, did you get one of them?
Yeah.
The black one, right?
Yeah.
And he had given it to his then girlfriend to wear, and so and it says Hacker on the back. You know, Hacker, all he does is wear clothes with his name on it. Yeah. Well, you know that's the truth.
It's true.
And
it's funny because it's true.
And dude comes up to me, he goes, all this time I thought Hacker was a guy. And stupid me I was like, no, that's his girlfriend. I should have been like, no, man, what are you talking about? Go up and introduce yourself. So, anyway.
Too funny.
Yeah, that's the way that went down. Okay, I thought my whole computer crashed on me here for a second. It did not. So let me tell you, once again, we'll welcome in Helmets and Heels in about 15 minutes. They're going to be at Big Dog's Sports Restaurant on Blanding Boulevard for the next couple hours as the tournament just gets into day 2. Some of those early matchups will be tipping off. Barley and Pie on County Road 220 is where XL Primetime will be for their 2 hours this afternoon. The Frangie Show at String Sports Brewery on Penman Road. And then tonight, Rick Ballou. And I believe Hacker, I'm not 100% sure because I see the tweet says make sure to join Rick this Friday from 6 to 8. But that'll be at Top Dog Tavern on Old St. Augustine Road. And again, Gator broadcast will be on the AM signal on 1010 on the AM. All these talk shows, maybe you're not into the Gators, not everyone is.
Yeah, right.
92.5 FM, or, you can flip back and forth if you want to. Do whatever you like, guys.
What are the stations? I saw you said, or you tweeted, was True TV not?
That's for me, it was, that's why I asked, because mine was like, what did we have? TBS, TNT, CBS, and True TV. And for whatever reason on True TV, I was like, it was like, I don't know, just kind of janky broadcast wasn't coming in very
cattywampy.
Little cattywampus, Tom.
Cattywampy
is what it was back then. All right, so ET, if you'd fire up today's 10-10 take, we'd love it.
10-10 Take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 Take is serviced by Ideal Conditions Heating and Air, your go-to local HVAC company, veteran owned and operated.
All right, what do you think is the most likely outcome for Jaguar running back Travis Etienne in 2025? It's your Chad and Sandy real estate question of the day today. We gave you 4 options. Which one best fits your vision for him? Will he have the best year of his career? Liam Cohen is bringing in an offense that helped Bucky Irving become an overnight sensation in the National Football League in Tampa last year. Will you see a slight improvement? Keeping in mind, the last 2 years after his second year in the league, didn't play his first year. Right. He averaged 5.2 a carry. Yep. Then he went 3.8. Then he went 3.7. Yeah. Right? So will there be a slight improvement? Maybe he won't be the best year of his career, but he'll be back over 4 yards a carry. Does he lose his starting job? Does somebody else start? Does he start less than half the games? That's how I'd look at it. Or at any point, if somebody just kind of moves ahead of him, or is he not even with the team in 2025? I think, as with a lot of these, it's not going to be on the extremes. I don't think it's the best year of his career. I don't think he is going to be locked into a huge role unless he performs that way. I think they'd be very open to saying, hey, Tank Bigsby, if you can do it, or hey, they've got to draft a running back this year. At some point, sure. Right? Yeah. And you can find backs sometimes in the 4th, 5th round that step in and instantly. I mean, James Robinson here was an undrafted player.
That's great.
You know, but Arian Foster was undrafted.
Yeah, no doubt.
There are guys that so later in the draft, maybe you find that guy. Maybe they go. Obviously, if they go early, Tony, that guy's going to be the starter.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I don't think that's the most likely. So for me, it's somewhere between slight improvement and losing his starting job. Because if it's only slight improvement, he may lose his starting job. You know what I mean? If he's like 3.9 per carry, I think he's right now the best bet is he's somewhere in the mix. I would put it at slight improvement as my vote, because I think if I had to bet right now without knowing what direction they go in the NFL draft, I don't think they necessarily draft an automatic day one starter. And if that's the case, I think he'll get the opportunity to show that he's still got something. So where do you fall on the spectrum?
I'm kind of on the other way. I'm with you. Like, I think it's going to be a slight improvement, but I think he's got a chance to have a really good year.
Okay.
But I don't necessarily think it's from the home position at running back. I think that's going to be part of it. But I think Liam's going to use them in the passing game more, not just screens or bubble screens or whatever kind of screens they were using last year, but real routes. Now, it's not going to be a major. I'm not sitting there. He's not going to take away. It's not like you're going to target him 10 times a game. I don't mean that. But I think he's still got big playability. I think I'm a little.
Show it last year, though.
I think we're a little shocked. I mean, didn't you think coming out of Clemson, like nobody was going to catch him if he broke it out in the open field? He hasn't really shown that. I don't know why. Right. I don't know why that is the case, but I think they'll get the most out of him. I do, and I think he'll be on the team, and I think he'll be a contributing factor.
Tony?
I think there's a real chance that he'll have the best year of his career this year. I think the not knowing what they're going to do in the draft at the running back position makes this cloudy for me. I think if they don't add a running back to the room, which I'd be a little bit surprised if they didn't at some point in the draft. But if they don't, I think Etienne will have the best year of his career this year in Jacksonville. I forgot, and I seem to forget this every time I look at Etienne's page on Pro Football Reference. I forgot he got a vote for AP Offensive Player of the Year in 23. I forgot that even happened, which is crazy because I thought the 22 season was his better season. Between those first 2 years he was on the field, but he got the AP Offensive Player of the Year vote in 23. That's probably got a lot to do with the 11 touchdowns.
The touchdowns, right. 12 total, including
that season.
That. But he caught 58 passes. So which year was I think the first year, 22, was his career year, his better year.
I did too.
Right?
Which is why every time I've looked at it, I've been surprised by it. But I think there's no world where I don't think he's going to be better than he was last year for the football team. I think the improvement along the offensive line is going to be enough for him to be better this year than he was last year. And it was so limited to the opportunities that he had in the offense. I think all of that's going to change for him this year. I think I cannot see the scenario in my head where he's not with the team. What trade value is Travis Etienne going to have? Yeah. Like, you're going to get back, what, a 6th, 7th round pick max?
All right, but what if you did, let's say, I'm hypothetical, and I'm not saying this is going to happen.
Right.
What if you did go in that scenario and we said, well, this is the way we could see Genty actually coming to the Jags, right? And if you went that direction, and you could get a 5th-round pick for Travis Etienne, would you be willing to do that if you're the Jags brain trust? I think if you obviously draft a guy at 5 or 36, to me, you're saying you walk in the door, you're the man.
Yeah.
How is Gianti out of the backfield?
He's
good hands?
pretty good receiver. Yeah, I didn't have crazy numbers receiving last year, but he is considered to be a pretty good receiver. Yeah.
But I think
a good all-around player.
I think there's no way he doesn't improve.
Yeah.
And I think there's a real chance the door is open, given the athletic talent that he has, for him to have the best year of his career.
I think. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, Tank's gonna have to show that he can hold on to the ball.
Sure.
He won't be out there. They're not gonna put him out there.
ET, what you got here on this boat?
Hold on, let me take a look at it again. Here.
Best year of his career, slight improvement, loses starting job, or not with the team in 2025. What's the most likely?
I think I feel like he already. I'm gonna go with lost his starting job. I feel like he already
starting
lost
job,
it.
but would still be a part of the.
Yeah, I think he's still a part of the Jacksonville Jaguars, but he just doesn't have that starting role right now.
Give me Tank Bigsby's real first name, please.
Good one.
Tankathon.
I'm gonna go Theodore.
Theodore. That's not bad. Tony, any guess?
I do not know.
E.T.?
I knew this. I saw it. It's not like a common name, I don't think.
Oh, it's not a common name.
Yes, yeah.
No, it's one of one. As far as I know, I've never heard anybody.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cartavius.
Yeah, there you go.
Cartavius. Yeah, I've just never heard anybody else with that name.
No.
So he's one
What's
of one.
Tony's first name? That wide receiver out of Florida. Cardavius Tony, isn't it?
Oh, Kadarius.
Kadarius. Okay, sorry.
That's all right. I was like, when you said Tony, I'm thinking.
I was thinking about.
I'm like, first name's
yeah.
Anthony.
Kadarius. That's right. It was Kadarius.
That's right.
Okay, that's right.
No, but in the ballpark. All right, so over 200 votes on this one. 31% going with the optimism with Tom McManus. Best year of his career. 30.7% right behind, just a few votes. Slight improvement. So most people are on the 62-ish% are things are going to get better for him. Loses starting job, got nearly a quarter of the vote, 24%. So ET would be in that category. And not with the team. 14% of people think he's not with the team. And again, I think that's the one scenario where he could not be with the team if they went with one of those first 2 picks on the running back position. Which, again, I don't think they will likely do that.
Right.
No.
But I can't speak for them.
I don't know. I mean, look, they said, I think the one outlet I looked, it was CBS, 9 out of the top 150 players ranked are running back. So what if it doesn't have to be Gianti? What if they grabbed somebody in the second round?
Marion Hampton, right? Or Travion Henderson or any of the number of these guys who are frequently mocked. And they all have, I'm sure they've got their warts and what have you.
Sure.
But, and again, it's that deep. That it's kind of like a game of chicken, but at the same time, if you want to help Trevor Lawrence and give him a running game, and not many things, give me another Brian Thomas Jr., that would help too, that level of player. But I think in terms of a raw grade on a prospect, Genty's probably going to have a higher grade than Ted McMillan will for most teams, right? And I mean, 5-6 years is a long time. If you're like, all right, maybe we only have him for 5 years. How many guys do you draft that don't give you 2 good years?
That's right.
So I don't think it's 100% out of the realm of possibility. I just don't think it's the most likely.
I think if they drop back a few, I could see that there's another going down. Yeah.
Who
I
would
don't know about
somebody
5.
come up for, though? That's the question.
If
Mason
Membo
Graham?
goes early, then somebody's going to want somebody.
Will Campbell?
You know what I mean?
Well, if Membo goes early, then, but if you're sitting there and you got the chance to get Travis Hunter at 5.
For the Jags, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I know. I know.
I mean, that might create a trade market, but at the same time, do you want to?
I don't know.
Do you
See
covet
what the
Travis
offer
Hunter?
is. What's that?
Would you want Travis Hunter?
I would, just because, I mean, he's not my first pick because I don't think he'll be there, but you take care of that. I mean, now here's the deal. If he is the pick, then he better be able to plaster the best wide receiver in the game because that's what I want out of if I'm going to take him, and he's that good, I know he is. Like, hey, man, you take number 1, and I don't want to,
So you're playing him at corner.
Yeah, I'm playing him at corner.
probably going the other way.
Are you really?
Yeah.
And I'd play him. I'd give him snaps a wide out. I'm not shutting him down.
I hear
I'm not doing both ways full because that's a lot. But I mean, listen, if he's a top-rated corner, if he is that kind of quote-unquote shutdown type guy, doesn't that just solidify like so much on your defense? Helps your pass rush out, helps everybody out.
It absolutely could, right? I mean, that's the thing, right? Like,
right.
You can make a good case
Even
for
on
him
the
going
other side,
either way.
who's the number 2 wide receiver right now?
Good point. Brown, probably.
Right. So
in Washington.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I that'd be tough. I don't know. I mean, if you could guarantee me, like, I don't know, let's say the Jets want to jump up, right? And number 6 ain't going to take Hunter, and maybe Hunter falls to 7. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, if one of those, you never know what the position. Like, I'm just using the offensive tackle as an example because one team's going to be like, oh, wait, that's one less. Now we got to get to the top guys, and how do we get there by not trading up?
E, we ready to go? All right, let's do it.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
All right, we are about ready to wrap up our portion of the day, but the remote broadcasts begin in a big way at Big Dog Sports Restaurant on Blanding Boulevard. Mia O'Brien with Helmets and Heels out there. Mia, good morning. How are you?
I said good morning, good afternoon. I'm not sure. I was up until close to 1 in the morning watching UNC Wilmington's attempt at upsetting third-seeded Texas Tech fall short. I am hoping for more buzzer beaters, more upsets here on this second day of the NCAA tournament.
Yeah,
Mike.
one would be more in terms of buzzer beaters, right? I mean,
right.
So
Please.
we haven't had much, but how'd your bracket shake out?
Doing okay. I think that certainly, McNeese was a trendy pick that I believed in last year. That didn't prove too fruitful, but as Willie the Kid, who we'll get into that storyline, I am sure, throughout the duration of the next 2 hours, said last year was a field trip, this year was a business trip. I wouldn't want to get anywhere near the Cowboys because they're a hot team. Ditto to the 11-seed Drake. I did to go to the next round, although I think Texas Tech probably ends the party for Ben McCollum and company tomorrow. We'll get into betting lines, our picks for today's games, as well as the weekend, because the first set of the round of 32 is set.
It is indeed. All right, so what's going down at Big Dogs today?
Dude, all I know is, and E, you got to get in on this conversation. People have been telling me all week since we let people know that Helmets and Heels will be live at Big Dog Tavern here in Orange Park, or Big Dog's restaurant between Middleburg, Orange Park here off Blanding Boulevard. I've had so many people come out of the woodwork and say, these are the best wings in Jacksonville. This is going to be a pilgrimage. This is nirvana. E, is my world about to change?
I mean, your world about to get rocked for real. I actually went to barbering school right next to where y'all are at right now, so I can
love it.
I can vouch for their wings. They, as the kids say, they be hitting.
That's what the kids say, so I'm excited to see if it lives up to the hype, because it's all I've heard about all week, that today is going to just change my perception on the wing industry in the 904.
All right, well, we'll have to listen and find out if it does just that. Have a great show out there today.
Thanks, boys.
All right, it's remotes all day long at various locales. We ran them all down for you. I'm sure Helmets and Heels will do the same. So take advantage of that if you want to go out and hang with some of the crews all over the greater Jacksonville area, taking a little tournament action. Gators tonight. You'll get that on 1010 on the AM. We'll have all our regular programming continuing on 92.5 FM as well. That'll do it for us.
Yeah, man.
For today. So for Tony Smith, Tom McManus.
Anchor down.
E.T. going to be back with you. What time's Vandy today?
3 o'clock.
Okay.
Go get him, Vandy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tony's got all kinds of things going on.
Is that right?
He's got Liberty, who he attended online, Liberty University.
What's on my degree? My mom graduated from Lipscomb.
Really?
See?
Okay.
He's got it all.
All right.
He loves the Vols as well.
Nice.
Oh, my gosh, do I want them to just
get crushed.
Yeah.
He does not love the Vols.
Yeah. Well, you can if you're a Vandy guy,
That's
right?
true.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that'll do it for us, everybody. Hope your brackets stay as intact as possible over the weekend. Have a great one out there. We'll be back with you Monday talking more Jags on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Don't do it, Emmanuel. Do not do it, Emmanuel.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios.
Wow, this place is great.
Home sweet home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
When can we move in?
This is 1010XL.
Jags fans, here's your chance to score a trip to Green Bay for round 1 of draft night.
through the Everbank Draft Night Experience Sweepstakes. One lucky winner and a guest will be there live and in person to see the Jaguars make their first pick. To enter, visit everbank.com/draft by April 4th. That's everbank.com/draft. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 3/3/25 to 4/4/25. For official rules, prize description, odds of winning, and other details, visit everbank.com/draft. Sponsored and administrator, Everbank N.A.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
This is Hayes Carline for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Credit Union in the 2024 Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards, and it's easy to see why. I go to the branch off 210 in St. Johns County and the new Durbin location, but they have 10 branches in the Jacksonville area. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today.